Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce. My name is Purwita Putri Mihdadiya. I am from Chemistry Class C, Faculty of Sains and Teknologi, State Islamic University of Maulana Malik Ibrahim Malang. I was born in Sidoarjo on 31 March 2003. I live at Gresik. Climate is the average weather where the weather is the state of the atmosphere at a certain point in time. Climate is defined as the average measure and the variability of the relevant quantity of certain variables such as temperature, precipitation, or wind over a given period of time, which range from the months to years or millions of years. Climate changes continuously due to interaction between its components and external factors, such as volcanic eruption, variation in sunlight, and factors caused by human activities, such as change in land use and use of fossil fuels. In contrast to climate change, climate variability is the variation in climate in average or other statistics across all temporal and spatial scales over a given period of time, such as a month, season, or years, compared to long-term statistics for the same calendar period. Climate variability is measured by this deviation, which is usually called an anomaly. The difference between climate variability and climate change is seen in the periods of time the change occurs. Climate variability is seen in changes that occur within a short time frame, such as a month, a season, or a year. Meanwhile, climate change occurs over a longer period of time, namely over a period of decades or longer. Climate change refers to a significant change in the average state of the climate or its variability over a long period of time, decades or longer. The following is an example of a graph of annual average temperature data for 30 years. 1998 until 2010 periods. Variation the rise on and fall of temperature every year indicates an annual variability of temperature. The variability of the data experience extreme deviation from the average value in the form of the cause of global warming. Above the Earth's surface, the greenhouse effects can also occur. This can happen because as much as 25% of solar energy that enters the Earth is reflected by clouds or other particles in the atmosphere. 25% is absorbed by clouds. 45% is absorbed by the Earth's surface, and another 5% is reflected back by the Earth's surface. Solar energy that has been absorbed will be reflected back in the form of infrared radiation by clouds and also the Earth's surface. However, the reflected energy can be blocked by carbon dioxide and another gas in the Earth's atmosphere. The amount of carbon dioxide in the air is one of the factors causing global warming. Actually, carbon dioxide is needed and will be absorbed by plants to carry out the photosynthesis process. However, due to the depletion of forests and greenlands, carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere are out of control. Basically, greenhouse gases are needed to keep the Earth temperature stable. However, the increasing concentration of greenhouse gases makes the atmosphere layer thicker. The thickening of the atmosphere layers causes the amount of geothermal heat trapped in the Earth's atmosphere to increase, resulting in an increase in the Earth temperature, which is called global warming. Global warming impact. In was previously explained, the global warming will increase the temperature on the Earth's surface. The increasing temperature of the Earth can cause various adverse impacts on the environment and other ecosystems due to change in the world climates. One example of the impacts of global warming is the melting of glaciers and polar ice caps. This will result in rising sea levels and make some areas submerged in sea water. Examples of other adverse effects of global warming are such as high rainfall, crop failure, loss of coral reefs, extinction of various species, to the depletion of the ozone layers in the Earth's atmosphere. Tackling global warming. There are various ways to deal with this long-standing problem. One of them is to reduce the use of fossil fuels such as oil and coal. The reason is fossil fuels are the biggest cause of high level of carbon dioxide on Earth. Another way is to do reforestation, which is the process of replacing forests that have been cut down and increasing green land. That's why carbon dioxide will be absorbed by plants and reduce the impact of global warming. Finally, we can reduce the use of plastic to avoid piles of plastic waste that can produce methane gas. In addition, plastic waste will be difficult to decompose by the environment. Start switch to materials that are more biodegradable. Pollution. Environmental pollution is defined as change in abiotic factor due to activities that exceed the tolerance threshold of biotic ecosystem. Type of material in pollution. Degradable, namely pollution that can be broken down again or can be reduced to a level that is acceptable by natural process. Non-degradable, namely pollution that cannot be decomposed by the ability of natural process itself. Environmental damage factor. First, massive use of bags. Second, disposal of garbage and detergent waste into rivers. Third, excessive use of air conditioning. For disposal of electronic waste that doesn't comply with regulation. 5. Forest burning. 6. The use of private vehicles causes more pollution. And last, disposal of factory waste or sewage into river deforestation resulting in the forest not being able to absorb more carbon dioxide. Why should the air be kept clean? Air is a mixture of gases that surrounds the Earth's surface due to the force of gravity. The mass of all the air on Earth is about 5 to 1021 grams, and the air is spread over an area of 51 to 1018 square centimeter. Every 1 square centimeters of land surface is covered by about 1 kilograms of air. Variation in air temperature with respect to its distance from the Earth's surface divide the atmosphere into 4 layers. The troposphere is a layer that directly affects change in weather and climate, and this layer is very important for life on Earth. Here's a picture of the layers of the Earth. Composition of clean air. The composition of clean and dry air at sea levels can be seen in Table 1. The concentration of water vapor in the air ranges from 1 to 5%, or an average of about 1%. Water also contains aerosols, which are solid or liquid particles consisting of various molecules with a diameter of several micrometers. Under normal conditions, air is negatively charged. Naturally, the negative charge comes from the interaction between water vapor or raindrops with sunlight and lightning. Oxygen from the process of photosynthesis in plants is also negatively charged. Human activities can interfere with natural process. The process of burning fuel takes place quickly and produces high temperature. The process of decay and respiration is a natural process that takes place slowly and at low temperature. Gases and particles produced in human process can disrupt nature. The materials will become pollution if the concentration is relatively high, so that the removal process is not as fast as the formation process. Compounds that are included as air pollution include particulate, sulfur oxides, carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxide, hydrocarbons, photochemical oxidant, hydrogen sulfide, UV metals, and asbestos. Each pollution has unique properties and differs from the nature of the pollution odor. Some pollution are produced by carcine industry such as chlorine, hydrogen chloride, hydrogen fluoride, and sulfuric acid. These gases are toxic and corrosive. Odors, noise, microorganisms, and radiation are other forms of pollution. Acid rain. Rainwater has a pH of about 5.6. The pH value in rainwater is relatively stable because of the balance between carbon dioxide in water and air. Sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, and hydrolysis of sulfate and nitrate salts in water can cause the pH of rainwater to drop. Acid rain is harmful to the environment. The increasing acidity of rainwater causes an increase in the acidity of river and lake water, which causes the death of fish and other organisms. The balance of food and trace elements in the soil can be disturbed by rainwater. Soil that contains little bubbles such as rocky soil becomes less fertile due to acid rain. Some types of plants are damaged. Even certain types of plants can experience extinction. Acid rain accelerates the corrosion of metals and the weathering of various building materials. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.